I don't like clowns.
Okay, roll film.
And here we go.
We have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America. What I've been able to do with the with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare, and I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd.
Here's an image Democrats don't want you to see. First Lady Jill Biden escorting her husband off the stage last night, but she insists he did a great job.
The person we saw tonight, the president we saw tonight on that stage, is that how he is every day?
The Joe Biden that I work with every day is someone who, as I have said, has performed in a way that has been about bringing people into the Oval Office, Republicans and Democrats, to compromise in a way that is extraordinary these days because it just doesn't happen, but Joe Biden can make it happen.
Their schemes.
Their replacement
With another massive
failure.
And a liar.
Wheaton says in the last 9 months, including since the minimum wage hike, about 10,000 fast food workers in the state overall have lost their jobs.
As it relates to the president, on the substance, on the compare and contrast and economic record, where just in the last 3.5 years, that 15.6 million jobs represents 8 times more jobs in the last 3 Republican presidents combined. A 3% GDP growth, envy of the world, where we're seeing inflation tamed down 2/3, an economic policy and a vision for the future to bring back American manufacturing. I was very proud of the president tonight. So from my humble perspective, this is not about style. This is about delivering results for the American people. And tonight, I think Joe Biden not only asserted himself, he reminded people of his accomplishments and his vision for the future. And I think it's unnecessary. We've got to go in and got to keep our heads high. And as I say, we've got to have the back of this president. You don't turn your back because of one performance.
You're full of shit.
This is how I feel about it. On the one hand, I think that, they should debate, that Biden will wipe the floor with him. Or Biden should just challenge him to push-ups, The last time Trump did a push-up, he was on top of Stormy Daniels, okay?
Donald Trump better be careful, because in 2020, when they had their little debate, Biden swept the floor with him.
That's right.
Exit polls suggested that he won those debates overwhelmingly.
And Trump is even worse now. He can't put a sentence together.
He the baton. If he stays in, and he will lose to Donald Trump, he is losing in every battleground poll. Give it 2 weeks till people process this debate. He will be plummeting. He risks turning this country over to Donald Trump.
Don't look at that debate. No, that is not helpful. And at this point, if the Democratic voice pieces do not pivot, they will lose in November.
It pains me to say this today, but I think President Biden needs to step down and be replaced.
You do.
If we want to defeat Donald Trump in November. And over, Democrats have twisted themselves into a pretzel to say, don't believe your lying eyes, it's not true. And even at this table, we've said, look, Joy's 81. Joy Behar at 81.
Must we keep repeating that?
You cackling hens?
have been
gaslighting.
Over and over.
Joy Behar at 81
But I am.
is not Joe Biden at 81.
No.
And that was on full display last night.
Have to do with, look,
If November comes and President Biden and President Trump are on the ticket, I will 100% be voting for President Biden.
It was stunningly worse than I expected, the performance. I think within the first 90 seconds, it was kind of baked in. And I think a lot of people tuned out some of the later part of the debates. And I want to be clear, Donald Trump was a mess. He lied his way through it. But
What did he lie about?
I agree with him on that. Donald Trump is a threat to American democracy. He needs to put country before his own ambition, and he needs to step aside.
He can bow out at this time with grace and dignity. He has a record he can be proud of. I think it's really ironic that we're the only party talking about needing to replace our nominee.
Trump derangement syndrome. Hatred of Donald Trump so intense that it impairs people's judgment.
It is a messed up world.